everyone. May God bless you greatly. May God bless you abundantly. Welcome to our meditation on the book, Our Bread for 365 days. Today is Saturday, the 20th day of May 2023. So let us go through it now. Let us empower ourselves now. On the 20th day of May, also the 140th day of 2023. Let me go back there. Our meditation takes us to the following title. Let me put a full screen here. How? A simple question. How? How what? Let us open quote to Jeremiah 12, verse 5. If you have run with the footmen, and they have wearied you, then how can you contend with horses? And if you in the land of peace, in which you trusted, they weary you, then how will you do in the floodplain of the Jordan? If you fail in earthly matters, how will you succeed in spiritual things? How will you enter the kingdom of heaven if you're not decisive, violent, and bold? How will you ever tackle big challenges if evil still manages to bring you down in small things? How can you expect to be great if you still bow to insecurities? How can you conquer great things if you haven't yet learned to be faithful in little things? How can you expect to receive more if you don't have faith to handle what you've already got? And those are very good questions. There is a huge difference between being religious and being a conqueror. Religious people want God's promises to drop into their laps. Conquerors take hold of their faith and go for all or nothing. Either God is or He isn't. They feel safe even in the midst of war. They're not afraid, not even in a lion's den. They remain firm even when the heat of a fiery furnace is blazing. They go into battle even if an armed giant threatens them. They don't complain or confess defeat. When fear arises, and they surely do, they ignore it and take action by faith. In spite of fear, in this way they compete with whoever they have to and feel safe wherever they are. Highlight for today: if you fail in earthly matters, how will you succeed in spiritual things? Conquerors take hold of their faith and go for all or nothing. Have you ever come to God and said, God, it's now or never? Have you ever come to God with a challenge? As a matter of fact, this coming Friday, next week Friday, today Saturday, next week Friday, we will have the night of the test. The night of the test in every universal church. Time might vary in your local branch for convenience, for transport reasons, but in the headquarters we will start at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. to around 9 p.m. The night of the test. God calls us to put Him to the test. And to test means to check the quality and the veracity, the genuinity of something. How genuine is it? How do I know I am in the right place? How do I know God is here? How do I know God truly exists? Because there are a lot of religions out there. So how do I know I am in the right place? When you put the word of God to the test. That's how we know. How is my faith kept alive for so long? Because when the word of God is challenged, He doesn't back down. On the contrary, we see the veracity, we see its truth through the solution he brings to us, through how he manifests, how he fulfills what he said. And that's what we have to do. Conquerors, they go to this all or nothing. People who are convicted of their faith, they go to this all or nothing. And God will always show them it's all, because with me, there will never be nothing. When there was nothing, I said, let there be light, and there was light. When there was nothing, I said, let there be division between the heaven and there was division. Let the waters gather together, and there was the gathering of the waters. Because what God says happens and will never fail. And what God says to you is the following: I want your life to be mine. Surrender, make your life his, and let God take care of you. He takes better care of us than anyone else in the world. All right, friends. Tomorrow in every universal church throughout the world, we will make a prayer for God to heal the heart. Many of the people suffering with depression due to abandonment, depression due to hardships. Many people, they suffer abuse, emotional, physical abuse, and they can't get past over it. So this coming Sunday, we will have that prayer for God to turn wounds, open wounds, into scars. You will never forget perhaps what happened to you, but you will know that God will help you through. It's not going to pain and ache anymore. All right, tomorrow 9:30 in the morning especially, but also 7:30 in the morning, we'll have this prayer as well. May God bless. Have yourself a wonderful Saturday. And those of you who are part of our group in the Universal Church here in Fiji, at 1:30 p.m., we're going to be together for that service. A meeting we hold usually once a month with all the groups together. And that's going to happen today in the headquarters in Suva. And those who are in the West, today in our church in Lautoka via video conference. May God bless. Be well. Bye-bye.